Welcome, this is my second Dominaria United quick draft. We'll just get straight into it. Aha, the Phasing of Zhalfir. It's quite an interesting card. So it's a blue sweeper that replaces each creature with a 2/2 Phyrexian token. So I suppose it's good against big creatures, not very good against 1/1 tokens. It could potentially upgrade someone's board state. So, of course, that means it's quite good if you are playing 1/1 tokens yourself. And you've got this sort of read ahead option, so you can give it phase 1 and phase 2 if you want to phase out your own stuff, maybe your big creatures, and save them. I think I'm a fan of this card, but I don't think I've used it effectively yet. I think it's not a particularly popular rare, but I will try it out. And I am at the moment I am rare drafting. I am doing these drafts for my collection, basically. Right, we'll have a look at what we've got here. So, Sprouting Goblin. So yeah, 2/2 for 3 mana, and you can you get card advantage. You draw you take a basic land out of your deck. So this strikes me as being quite good. Linebreaker Baloth, quite good. I think it's quite a decent evasion ability in this set. There's a lot of small creatures. Token strategies. Walls as well, or creatures with defender. And this guy's only got power 2, the Gibbering Barricade. So yeah, that could definitely be quite good. If we're thinking about blue and black, there is Rona Shieldred's Faithful, and I don't think I've tried playing her yet. 3/4 for 4 mana, and when you cast an instant or sorcery, each opponent loses 1 life. Okay, so black-blue spells deck. And you can cast from the graveyard by discarding 2 cards, in addition to paying some of the costs. So yeah, you might get some good value out of this card. It's worth considering, I think. Citizen's Arrest, that is just a good removal spell, but it's a heavy commitment to white mana. 2 white and 1. Right, seems okay. Although there is a defender deck in this draft that could be quite good, but unless you get that really good defender card, the one that makes bird tokens, I don't think you just pick up defenders in the hope that you'll pick up that later. I don't think you can rely on that. Barricade. Pixie Illusionist is blue and green, and so for 5 mana this can be a 3/3 flyer, which is okay, but it's also mana fixing for 1 blue mana. It can switch a land type around, which that's quite good. That's quite handy. early on in the draft, if I'm not quite sure what I'm drafting, going for a bit of mana fixing can be quite good. Quite a good idea. Keeps my options open for later. I'm a fan of Meria's Outrider. I think this is pretty decent. Doing a bit of direct damage, and it's a 4/4 reach, so it's going to stop most things. Got the Root Waller. And we do have a couple of lands here. Maybe we want a blue-black land. Or maybe we could commit to something here. This is an enchantment, of course. This triggers off instant and sorcery spells. So yeah, I don't. But being able to cast her from the graveyard is quite good. That seems like quite good value. I feel like this is probably a couple of weak picks to build a deck around, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. Sheoldred's Restoration. Okay. Bring something back to the battlefield, and you lose life equal to its mana value for 4 mana. And if you kick it and spend 7 mana, you gain life equal to its mana value. It's kind of interesting. We want to dump a big creature in the graveyard, obviously, and reanimate it. We've got to think about ways to discard cards into the graveyard. And do we want to splash white for this as well to get the kicker? We also have Rulik Mons Warren-Chief, but it's a green-red card. And we're currently in blue-black. But these aren't particularly strong blue-black cards, so if this card is strong enough, we could switch colours. Gives you a bit of card advantage. You get to put extra lands into play. Or 1/1 goblins. Or we could just go for a solid blue flyer here. Soaring Drake, 2/3 flyer for 3. Pretty easy choice. Splatter Goblin. It's a 2-drop. You do need 2 drops at some point. And it can trade off with something that has 3 toughness. It's pretty decent. Then we have the 3/2 that costs 2 life. Draw to the pit. Seems pretty good. Magnagoth Sentry, however, that's a 4/4 reach for 4 mana. That's a pretty good common. And there's lots of lands in this pack. Okay, so based on what we've got already, probably go Soaring Drake. We could go Sheoldred's Restoration if we, and then hope we get something relevant to make this make sense later on. I think Soaring Drake is a safer pick, so I'll go for that. Okay, here we have Battlewing Mystic, ready for the blue-red deck. But it's also a cheap, it's a 2-drop, it's a 2/1 flyer for 2. So I think it's quite good. Right, the Fury Rider. Tidepool Turtle. I kind of like this guy. It's sort of a mana sink for, you know, if you reach late game. It can just help you dig for really good cards. I think the Mystic is what we go for here. Ooh, Thran Portal. Okay. I am just drafting this for my collection. We might even use it. Right, Rada Coalition Warlord, Destroy Evil's quite good. Haunting Figment is another good 2-drop. Tattered Apparition. Decent 4-drop you think you can pump. I think I want at least one Tattered Apparition in the deck. Looks like we're going blue-black flyers. It's another good mana sink that can end the game quite quickly. We have Urtai Scorn as counterspell. It could be a 2-mana counterspell if they've already cast a spell this time, basically. Pretty good. Battle Rage Blessing. That's pretty good. Death Touch and Indestructible. Protect one of your creatures. But I'd say these are just maybe pretty good, but maybe having a relevant tap land is quite important. So I think getting a blue-black land, that's going to help. It's going to make my life easier. At the moment it'd be nice to get a red splash for the Mystic, the Battlewing Mystic kicker. So we'll just try and remember that. Academy Wall. Sort of plan to cast spells is not instants and sorceries is not doing too well at the moment. Still, we could kind of grab the payoffs and see if we can get some instants and sorceries later. I quite like Vodasky Scavenger. I like scrying. Seems like an okay 3-drop. Bit more aggressive than Academy Wall as well. That's the Beachfront. Lets us splash for white mana. So Shieldred's Restoration, for example, might be quite useful. So actually, let's do it. Let's go for the land here. Just because I'm not too inspired by what's on offer. Okay, here we go. Vohar Vodalian Desecrator. It's another one for the instants and sorceries deck. We still need to get some instants and sorceries, but I think we've got 2 more packs to go. Hopefully we'll find something useful there. Let's go for this. Well, there's Mary's Outrider for splashing red. Or we just take the land, so it just gives us the option of Because we're already thinking about red because of Battlewing Mystic. I'll take the Sacred Peaks, I think, here. We've actually we've got quite a land-heavy draw here. And there's 2 more land we could go for. But there's also Sheoldred's Restoration. Now, what are we thinking of restoring with this? At the moment, Tattered Apparition is looking quite good to bring back. That would cost me 4 life. Vohar is a draw and discard outlet. So this can discard the big creature, if we ever get one. I think Sheoldred's Restoration's looking quite good. I think we grab it. Okay, drawbridge, list. So we just take a mana worker, bit of extra mana fixing. It's another 2-drop. And I guess we take Academy Wall here. Another spells payoff, and we take a Destroy Evil. So we have our first sorcery. I don't know if we're playing Destroy Evil in this deck. And amazingly, I've managed to get Jaya Firing Negotiator in pack 2. So red might suddenly be a bit more important in the deck. I think this is maybe a good enough reason to go red-blue. We've already got Battlewing Mystic. What I'll do is I'll just I'll get rid of Destroy Evil for the moment. We're definitely picking Jaya.
Things are getting heated, and I'm here to make it blazing.
Yeah, so it's amazing because it's 2 drafts in a row where I've managed to get Jaya Firing Negotiator. And Prowess. What does Prowess mean again? I think it's just a non-creature spell that boosts them up. We want to think very seriously about red, and potentially we just drop black from the picture here to just simplify things. We have a nice black flyer here that can grow. That's a very good target for restoration, I would say. A big flyer. And if we're going red, we've got Phoenix Chick. Right, we're definitely not. I don't think we're going white. This is a good card, though. Can pump the entire team. Okay, impede momentum. So this is a pretty good removal card. Take something out for 3 turns. Phyrexian Espionage is more for the blue-black deck. And a 2-drop red creature. We're going to be having. We'll have to run a lot of red sources to play Jaya. I think I'll keep the black cards for the moment. We're going to try and figure out how to. I guess we're going for these 3 colours: blue, black, red. We might cut 1 colour by the end. So we've got Impediment. I think it's between Impede Momentum, Steel Crusher, Phoenix Chick, Singer Connoisseur. Because Jaya is just the best card that I've got, I think, yeah, I'm going to think in terms of blue-red spells, I think. So we'll take Impede Momentum. Talking of spells, so we have the Sky Knight. Yeah, we might. It looks. We've got a couple of white sources. Well, Thran Portal as well. That'd be a third white source. So this is playable. We can splash for this. Tura Canalid. Tolarian Terror. Also pretty good, potentially. I'd like to have a few more spells, though. Let's go for Tura Canalid. Right, Electrostatic Infantry. We're getting all these instant and sorcery payoffs, but not actually very many spells. But that just seems a bit too good to pass up. Let's grab it. And let's think spells, if we can. I do like Balduvian Berserker. Lagomos is red-black. Getting all these good creatures thrown at us and not very many good spells. We've got Shore Up if we want to protect something. Another Tattered Apparition. So I think Lagomos is the best card here. Does it fit in the deck? It gives you a sacrifice outlet creature. And I don't know. I think it's we're halfway through pack 2, and we've got no sort of sacrifice strategy going on. I think it's difficult. We just got to ignore this guy. Balduvian Berserker is good if you pump his power up by enlisting. But maybe it's not, amazing. Let's try a spell. Let's try Shore Up here. Tattered Apparition's pretty good as well. We already have one. Okay, Singer Connoisseur again. This is a great card, but it's blue-green. It's yet another colour. Spells. We've got Broken Wings. We've got Urborg Repossession, which wants green. Yeah, we have 1 instant and 2 sorceries. Yeah, the deck is looking at a bit of a mess at the moment. Okay, this gets you creature and permanent. Usually this is going to get you 2 creatures from the graveyard. It is a spell, which is something that interests me. Could potentially bring Jaya back from the graveyard. Maybe we are trying some kind of crazy 5-colour deck here. Nael is really good. This is taking us into sort of domain deck territory as well. But we are a spells deck. I think let's get Urborg Repossession. I can see that being quite good. Urtai's Scorn is a spell. I think we want to take that now. Yeah. Timely Interference. This is more like it. It's a nice cantrip. Tribute to Urborg is doable as well. And that's actually a nice removal spell. I think, yeah, Tribute to Urborg is what we want here. Ah, Raffle, Weatherlight Stalwart. This is an instant or sorcery payoff as well. The spell is Stall for Time, which is white mana. Or Guy's Might, which is green. But yeah. Or we just go for black creatures. But the best spell is Stall for Time here. Maybe we could play it. We might be able to get away with it. And if we're playing white, we do have a Destroy Evil here as well. Another Destroy Evil. Or we go for an early red creature. Yes, I think so. Okay, Tolarian Terror is another payoff card. Bone Splinters is a good removal card. Decent spell. So, at the moment, the Tolarian Terror is not looking great, since we've only got 5 instants, 3 sorceries. Well, maybe that's... well, the trouble is they're in different colours as well. We don't really want to play the Destroy Evil and Stall for Time. It's just we're not going to have the right card mana for those very often. So I think we go for the spell. I think just take the Bone Splinters. Aggressive Sabotage. Well, we're in the right colours for this. And it's a spell. Let's give it a shot. That's a good creature. Sure. Shivan Reef. Interesting. Now, I believe I've got 4 copies of this. I'm just going to check my list at the moment. Yes. Yeah, don't need any more Shivan Reefs. Okay, we'll look at some spells here, I think. Pilfer, that's quite a good one. Smash to Dust as well. Okay, let's go for the Pilfer. I will take this rare. Okay, another Impede Momentum. Talas Lookout is pretty good. Jaya's Farnado is a pretty good removal card. Let's just try and drop white from the deck. Let's try and simplify things. Right, I think it's between the Farnado and Impede Momentum. I'm thinking about how many creatures I've got as well. 12 creatures, including a couple of Academy Wars. It's not going to be the most aggressive deck in the world. Well, I think also there's mana fixing, Pixie Illusionist. I want to take Impede Momentum though. Joint Exploration is a spell. Phyrexian Espionage is a spell. Shadow Prophecy as well. Flowstone Infusion might be what we're looking for though. That's actually removal. Timely Interference is good. Another Flowstone Infusion. Yeah, let's grab that. So that's quite a good payoff creature, I suppose. But Thrill of Possibility is there. That makes a lot of sense in this deck. Let's take that. Impulse makes a lot of sense as well. We're picking up a few late spells. That's quite encouraging. Essence Scatter. Another Battlewing Mystic, though. I think Battlewing Mystic is a bit more proactive and aggressive. Let's take another one. Smash to Dust. I think that's maybe what we go for. Gitu Amplifier, that's a nice creature. And that's another payoff as well for the plan. Okay, I think Pixie Illusionist is the right one to get here. Cool, still getting relevant spells quite late on. Joint Exploration or Battle Rage Blessing. Are we still trying to play black. Right, we'll just do a little experiment. I'm going to drop all of the black cards and see. Oh, yeah, you have to drag them, of course, yeah. And just see what it looks like. And let's count the land. We've got 5 land there, so yeah, that's a deck. That is enough cards. How many creatures? 11. It's still got 11 creatures in there. 6 instants and 3 sorceries. So I think just about did it. I made a blue-red spells deck. So yes, it's possible to cut black from the deck. We won't take Battle Rage Blessing. We'll take Joint Exploration. Timely Interference. That's a good one to get late. Some other Smash to Dust. Okay. So there's definitely the option of going for black still. But it does really simplify things, cutting black. We only have to cut 2 cards to make a deck here. I think I will. Well, I could cut 2 Smash to Dust because it's feels like a sideboard card to me. Sometimes it's amazing, but sometimes it's a dead card. Yeah, I'll just cut a couple of these and see what it looks like. Is there anything else we'd want to cut? Everything seems playable. I think I'll call that end of part 1 and just have a bit of a think, and mull it over a little bit more. But yeah, we went from a kind of it was looking like quite a dodgy draft, a spells deck without any spells. We managed to get the 3rd pack seemed to save me there. I got quite a few spells. Anyway, yeah, so that's the end of part 1. Thanks for watching so far. I'm back. So, as usual, I've thought of things over and made a few changes to the deck. So I've dropped Joint Exploration, just because we're not playing green, we're not getting the kicker on this. So it is basically just scry 2 and draw, which is fine, but I decided I want to play both copies of Smash to Dust. I think this feels more impactful. I think this is going to be useful in this environment. I'd rather have an answer card than another card draw card, I think. If we go along here, I've decided to drop a 2-drop, just because we're a spells deck. I think we can get away with dropping a Grizzly Bear, effectively. It makes, I don't know, it was, well, it makes sense to me. I might miss this. I might miss having a good 2-drop, I suppose, but it means dropping those 2 cards means I can run both Smash to Dust. Yeah, I don't think we can really we can't really go 3 colours. We can't really splash black cards in this. So I've dropped the Aquifer. The other question is, I've been mulling over Thran Portal. Yeah, I think I've got to be brave and play it, because it gets me up to, I think, 6 white sources, because I'm splashing Tura. The other 2 sources are Salvage Manor Worker and Pixie Illusionist. That can turn something into a plains, so these are less sort of reliable. But also, I've got double red and double blue in the 4-drop slot here. So to have a 90% chance of casting these on curve, you need 11 sources. So this brings this adds an extra source to one of the colours. So I think it's 9 blue sources and 9 red sources. So it should be pretty consistent. If we look at mana curve here, actually, if anything, we're lacking sort of top end cards. We've got a lot of cheaper cards. Usually want about 7 2-drops. But hopefully this means it'll give me a stronger early game, and I'll be able to cast a few more cheap spells. Also be able to double spell a bit earlier, which could be important. We've only got 10 creatures. In Jaya we have a creature maker. I guess what I'm concerned about, the deck feels a little bit low impact, like it might be actually hard to close out a game and kill people. I mean, electrostatic. I could get a big electrostatic infantry and protect it with shore up. That could win games. Tura could make a few soldiers. We've got Tura and Pixie Illusionist can be 3/3 flyers potentially. But it feels like maybe the deck's a little bit low impact. It just. But I think we'll just play it and just see how we get on. It's not the most aggressive deck, but I'm going to try this synergy idea as much as possible with all these spells. So I'm not super confident this time. The previous draft I had red-white. It went very well. 7-1. This could be a 0-3. This could sort of bring me back down to earth, I feel like. Let's just get started. And both decks, it's interesting. We've had Jaya, so in theory, this deck is going to work better with Jaya as well because of the prowess ability on the monk tokens. But running those 2 smash to dusts are probably going to be important. Sort of, will that actually be a good card, or will it be a bit weird? Now, the thing with Thran Portal, you want to play it on turn 3 if possible, because then it's still untapped. You don't want to play it on turn 1 necessarily and pay lots of life points for it. So let's keep this one. Looks like we get a Soaring Drake on 3. It looks like we might see our Phasing of Zhalfir. I suppose we're thinking Gitu Amplifier kicked on turn 5 could be good. So green-black, no 2-drop. Fine Wall. So he's going to really make his land drops here. Maybe building up to some big creatures. And yes, we didn't play Thran Portal. I think we don't have to play Thran Portal. We could discard it later. Top of the curve is 5 mana. Well, it's a quiet game, I've got to say. Let's try getting through with the Drake. Yeah, I'm not playing G2 Amplify until he plays a creature. There we go, that's a creature. So, kicked G2 Amplifier. Slows him down a bit. And we have hit white mana that doesn't cost us life, which is quite nice. Then we have this question about Phasing of Zhalfir. Where do we want to read ahead to? We could do step 2 and phase out the Drake, have a 2/3 flyer. I don't think I'm too worried about losing these two guys. We do turn his Vine Wall into a 2/2 creature, so that's a bit of an upgrade. Of course, we swing in to attack first. The 5 damage from this kills me quite quickly. We could take 5 damage, I suppose. It kind of means maybe he misses next turn instead of playing his next big creature. We kind of want to catch both his big creatures if possible. It's a card you really have to think about quite a lot, this one. It's like, I can play it now on curve. Is it a good idea? Doesn't feel like a great idea. I've got loads of extra lands as well. We're going to wait one turn. And see if he's got second Elfhame Worm. We sort of... Okay, there's a creature. No blocks. This can get pumped up. I've drawn another land. So what's the difference between reading ahead all the way to 3 and just going for a 2? We can preserve our Drake, which is a nice evasion creature. But then we take damage from Elfhame Worm, probably the Root Waller, probably gets pumped to 4/4. It's 9 damage coming in. Which is a lot of damage. That has trample, so I can sort of lose a creature. Is it worth it just to preserve an evasion creature to taking 9 damage? It doesn't feel like it really. So we'll read ahead to step 3 on this. Because I think we can't really afford to lose a big chunk of life, I think, when we've got a handful of land. We want to slow this guy down a bit, I think. Okay, interesting. But it still takes effect. Still takes effect, I'm afraid. He's got 4 cards and 7 mana. But that's pretty cool. We've got a chance to see that card in action. The yeah, and he's got a brutal follow-up. Whenever one or more creatures die, it only triggers once per turn. Okay, yeah, we just trade everything off, and then that's a 4/4 flyer. And then we hope we find some kind of... No, we're going to draw more land. So let's just recap. We've drawn 11 land in 15 cards. 15 cards, 11 land. We've only had 4 cards. Yeah. This is... I call this a mana flood. I'm glad I didn't play that Thran Portal. Oh, he's got Defiler of Vigor. Okay. Wow, that feels like a... starting to feel like a mistimed phasing of Zhalfir, but and the Academy Wall is just gonna be a chump blocker, which is a real shame. Let's keep playing land out. If I draw a... I think I should survive this turn and have one more turn. Okay, yeah. He has a lot of big creatures, it's fair to say. Okay, well we're taking 12 and we're dying, so we have to block that. That's a 6/6 now. I need another Phasing of Zhalfir at this point. Okay, good game. Got the counter spell a little bit too late. So just to recap, that's 9, 10, 11. Yeah. 11 lands, 17 cards in the end. We did draw a couple of extra cards at the end there. We just double check, I think. We haven't put in a ridiculous number of lands. 17, yep, that's the normal number of lands. Okay. That would be a normal thing to check after that experience. And we'll go on to the next game. So we're on course for 0-3. We have played Phasing of Zhalfir, but yeah, it took out one big creature, and he had, I think, 1, 2, 3 big creatures to follow up, which was not ideal. You're not going to get a situation very often where he's got, you know, three big creatures out at one time. You'll be dead before that happens. I don't think, yeah. I was wondering about reading ahead or going on to just phase 2 to save the flyer, and it would not have made one iota of difference. Okay, we've got the Thran Portal. Love to see it. I'm going to draw that every single game, I think. But it is fixing my hand here. It's giving me access to red mana, so it is a keep. I think we'll play the Beachfront on turn 1. I didn't check who was going first. I always forget to do that. Oh, I'm actually going first. Okay, cool. And fingers crossed we just draw a mountain. We don't have to play Portal on turn 3. Okay. Bit of ramp. It sort of survives Flowstone Infusion. Okay, we have an interesting situation. We've drawn a mana worker here. I think another island. Well, okay, we could Thran Portal because it's going to be tapped if we play it later than this. Yeah, say. Okay, let's man up. Let's play the Thran Portal for red mana. Let's play the Academy Wall. Because a salvage mana worker can get killed. That's the problem. You can't really rely on it for red mana. Oh yes, it's a good card. We have blue, green, white. There's the mountain. Okay. Right. Yeah, this thing can make 3/3 creatures, can't it? The possibility is instant speed. Let's play a mana worker. So through the possibility, discard an island. Looks good at end of turn. There'll be an Academy Wall trigger as well. Ooh, that's a good one. So let's go for this. Discard the island. Draw a card. Okay. I guess I discard the Flowstone Infusion here. Doesn't feel great. And then we draw 2 more. We draw another Flowstone Infusion, that's fine. I'll play the island. Okay, we're thinking why did I play the island? I was just thinking, got to always think about Academy Wall. Have something to discard. So we can always discard Flowstone Infusion. We want to impede momentum on this guy. Yeah, let's draw a card. It's a mountain. We can discard it. Okay. Battlewing Mystic. Love to see it. Cool. We've got hand refillers. Oh, nice. Whenever he becomes tapped, you can boost all the creatures. He should have responded with Flowstone Infusion, but never mind. We want to play Soaring Drake, I suppose, anyway. And no attacks. There's an Zhalfir worm. Okay. Right, there is possibility here that we discard Flowstone Infusion. We'll play Battlewing Mystic and kicked Battlewing Mystic and draw 2 cards. And then we've got a bit of an air force. We've got 6 power in the air. Maybe we can actually win in 3 turns if he can't respond. Right, so this one is not kicked. Right, let's tap the right mana, please. This one not kicked. And we will kick this one. Okay, cool. Key to Amplify is a very good draw. So that can bounce a worm. Okay, what do we want to do here? Oh, I like the Academy wall. I think we can take 5 here. Weatherseed Treaty, interesting. What's he going to do with it? He's gone straight to step 2, get the token. I'll do an atrocity, so 2-3 menace, okay. One damage to all this stuff doesn't do much. None of these guys are artifacts. Yeah, I think we'll bounce the worm here. Seems reasonable. There's also a, play Academy War, smash to dust, but no, I think, yeah, play this guy. Now, he's got a lot of lands here. This is, that's a 7-8. Okay, that's pretty scary. And it's got trample, of course. Right, yeah, sure. We can block with 8 toughness here. I think that is absolutely necessary. I'm glad he didn't attack with the Prodigy. Or even a land would have been quite scary as well. Djinn of the Fountain, so he has a flying blocker. Ah, man. That's Scorn, always a turn too late. Yeah, I was hoping there for the easy win with flyers. Never mind. Yes, whenever you cast instant sorcery, you can do stuff with this. Still, we can Scorn his dude, but it means we can't really do anything else. We could trade. If he has an instant or sorcery, we could be in trouble. We've got Smash to Dust, though. We could do an extra point of damage to the Djinn. God, Zhalfir is horrendous as well. Okay, I think we do nothing. We do no attacks and end turn. So this is sort of what I was worried about. Just getting crushed by big creatures, and that's what's happening. We'll counter this. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's draw the card. Okay, discard mountain. Fine. What I need to think about is instance. Well, no, just instance. I've got a list of the instance. Right, Shore Up is a +1/+1 he could have. Oh yeah. Yeah, so I was just checking that. Of course, little problem. Of course, I always have this problem. I never look at instant and sorcery on the cards. Smash to Dust is not an instant. I was thinking why I didn't get a chance to respond to Zhalfir there. There was a very good reason. Now, that's an extraordinary amount of damage coming in, and I'm only on 10 life. Okay. That guy does a lot of damage, that guy does a lot of damage. Yeah, let's stop 4 damage there. This is looking pretty hopeless, I've got to say. Right, let's block there. Maybe we can retain something there. Maybe we can double block Zar. Yeah, and then we're only taking 7 damage, and we're absolutely devastated. Okay, we get to see Jaya, but we're pretty dead otherwise. Smashed to dust. Yeah, it was resting on whether smash to dust would be good. It's absolutely useless in this situation, unfortunately. This can make a 1/1 blocker. Yeah, sorcery speed is very bad, unfortunately. Okay, we can have a 0/5 blocker. The Balduvian Atrocity is going to kill me, isn't it? That's a bit of a problem. I was looking at Smash to Dust again and just checking if anything's an artifact. Yeah, no, it's. I don't think this is happening. That's also going to do me a point of damage. Let's play Academy Wall. That's going to do me a point of damage. Okay, let's do no attacks and end turn. So we've been just absolutely stomped by big creatures first 2 games. That is pretty fair to say. Yeah, we can block a 4/4, block a 4/4, and 3 damage gets through and we die. Yeah, they had Vine Shaper Prodigy. That's a really good card. That gives you kick it and you get card advantage. You get to select from 3 cards. So yeah, it's looking like this is the 0/3. This is the coming right back down to earth after a 7/1, but that's fair enough. I had very good luck in my first draft, and I had misgivings about this deck, whether it would do anything. I think basically I'm playing Smash to Dust, so I'm hoping to be up against a tokens deck. I can just sweep the board. But if I'm up against big creatures, I'm going to get destroyed, and that's what's happened so far. I don't think putting other stuff in instead of Smash to Dust is going to fix the problem. There isn't. Well, there is. We do have Destroy Evil, but then we've got 6 sources of white mana. But we have to see if we can survive this game. I love how all 3 games I've drawn Thran Portal. They really, really want me to take damage off this, the RNG. Okay, keep 7. Obviously, you want to see it. If you're playing it, you want to see it in the opening hand, so you actually you fix your opening hand. You don't have to mulligan. So it looks like we're going to be impulsing end of turn. Pixie Illusionist can actually take out with Smash to Dust, which is good. Do we want land number 4? We could get to double blue with by getting this island. Just absolutely make sure we've got mana for Phasing of Zhalfir. Thran Portal for white, so we can play Tura later on. That seems reasonable. And play a Soaring Drake. Okay, this is a Grixis deck. That's going to be a forest. Okay, nice. Some kind of domainish deck. Sprouting Goblin. Oh, sweet. That is nice. I could have disrupted that by playing my Smash to Dust, I suppose. Looks like we'll get Tura on turn 5, so that's quite cool. Now, how are we going to defend against the Goblin? I think, are we going to just block? Well, we definitely want double blue available, so let's play that island first. Playing Tura next turn. We could throw the possibility. I think let's stop any mana fixing happening. So yeah, you found the forest. I think it's too late now. Yeah, I can't really decide what to do. Let's Smash to Dust and kill the Illusionist now. Doesn't seem amazing, but it feels like we've you know, shut the yeah, bolted the door after the horse is gone. He's got more of this fixing. He's done pretty well for fixing. He's had Illusionist, Goblin, and Scout the Wilderness. Okay, I think we'll play Tura at this point. I think that extra land is going to get discarded. Does he have removal as well as mana fixing? Now he can cast literally every card in his deck. So yeah, he does have that. Okay. Maybe drop Article Wastes, because we've got white mana. Play a tap land. Where is Outrider? That's does 5. That's pretty bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, what's he got for removal? He could have another Fires of Victory in response, because like this actually untaps and I can kill a Goblin. I think let's go for it. Life total's sort of getting a bit low. Obviously this is swinging in for 4 damage. I think we just do phase 3 phasing. We can't attack either. I'm going to keep playing lands or play Sacred Peaks. Phasing step 3. We're seeing a lot of the phasing, and it does feel quite awkward to lose. Oh, he's got the ultimate card of death, which is gonna destroy me here. 1 mana card draw. Okay, yeah, just block. Now this is the reason you hold lands, because I have 2 Academy Walls in here to help me discard land. Bit too late for all that. We are nailed on for a 0-3 here. He's drawing 2 cards a turn. He's already got 3 more cards than me. Yeah, fair enough. I will, I guess, lose a mountain. But yeah, he knows the risk of me drawing into something good with the Academy Wall, I guess. And I remember I could have drafted Nael. I could have gone for the more aggressive deck, or the more sort of aggressive with my mana base kind of thing. We're going to use this to reduce damage by 1, I think. That seems to make sense. So this will draw and immediately make me discard whatever I draw. Let's decline that. So the yeah, making me discard the land was very useful for him. He has 6 cards in hand. It's incredible. It's crazy. And if you've got 5 land, that draws a card whenever you attack. So he just plays Outrider and wins. Yeah. Well, there we go. That was a 0-3. Got to admit, I was holding off playing this deck because I didn't have a huge amount of confidence, and that was borne out there. Let's have a look at the deck. Let's look at what went wrong. So it's very interesting. I had, as I was saying, draft 1, white and red, very aggressive. Had Jaya and the Serra Paragon. So, completely different Jaya deck with blue, with Phasing of Zhalfir instead, and this is maybe not the best card. Feels like it should be good, but I don't. Maybe the support I had in the deck was not was the weak part, and this just felt like an expensive removal spell. Yes, we had quite a low curve and sort of not that many sort of high impact cards. And was it all 3 games we were up against big creatures? So we were not tooled up for big creatures. We had 2 Flowstone Infusions, and we had 2 Smash to Dust. So this says I want to play against small creatures, small flyers, token creatures. Didn't happen. So we got. I think I gambled, and I lost in that respect. But I don't think I had too many other options. I suppose there are these 2 white removal cards, these would both help against big creatures. And I've got 6 white, 6 white sources. So then you're gambling on getting your white sources to be able to cast these. But I think this is just part of the fun of best of 1. In best of 3, yeah, might make sense to play these. Black, I would have had Bone Splinters, so that's another good removal thing. Pilfer as well, good for getting rid of the big creature that is on its way. To add Apparition, a good sort of game-ending threat as well. But we tried a strategy. We tried the spells deck. One of the cards we didn't have was the blue-red flyer that pumps your team every time you cast a spell. That's one thing we were missing. We had 2 Academy Walls, Jaya, Tura, Electrostatic Infantry. Never actually saw him, but it's only 1 copy. You're not guaranteed to see everything in only 3 games. 1 Gitu Amplifier that was quite good. But yeah, this deck just felt terrible, but I think it was just and it might be terrible, but also it might have just been 3 bad matchups. Certainly game 1 as well, I think we drew 11 land. in the first 15 cards, which was pretty painful. Yeah, so I don't know how much you ascribe to, poor drafting decisions, poor deck design, and how much you ascribe to bad luck. Maybe 50-50, I would say. Yeah, and certainly you'd probably, going for just a standard sort of deck with decent sized creatures might be a bit, feels like that might be a bit more consistent, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like in different formats, Flowstone Infusion would be good removal spell, but the ones where there are more small flyers being used. But maybe it's all about domain and getting big creatures out. It seems on the evidence of those 3 games. Right. So 7-1 and then 0-3. Fair enough. I guess that's how it. Things even themselves out. We're very lucky though. We actually get 2 packs from that. So I'm quite happy about that. That takes me up to 105. I've got enough gold for 5 more drafts. And we have, looks like 48 hours. Let's just check that actually. Sign up ends in 44 hours. Okay. Ooh, 5 drafts in 44 hours. We'll see if we can do it. I'm not put off by that experience. It's very much a case of swings and roundabouts. So yeah, I think that is a video. Thanks for watching.